That's mashallah. Now, how did you feel when you actually published your first book, and what has the feeling been like after all the books you published?
I can't express my gratitude and my joy when I published my first book, Rabbital Kingdom.
No.
It's my first book. Even
Mashallah.
though that wasn't the story I started writing.
Oh, okay.
But the story I started writing, I've still not published it yet. Yes, and this story has been the beginning of my journey as an author.
Mashallah.
It's a very good story. It has so much inspiration in it.
No.
And the book also won an award.
Oh,
The
mashallah.
Ghana Association of Writers gave it
Wow.
an award because the content of the book is so powerful, and even when adults read it, they wonder why I wrote it for children.
For children.
And I explained to them
Wonderful.
why.
Thank you very much for joining me. It's a pleasure to be on your screens. As you are aware, today's session is actually the first book review we are going to have, and I bet you are going to enjoy every bit of it. Alhamdulillah, we are very privileged to have the author of the book we are going to discuss today, inshallah. So before we begin, for the past week, we've actually been dealing with some few trends on the net, which comes with most of our brothers and sisters from the Muslim communities. The first one is Naziha Gumbila from UPSA, who graduated with first class from the law school, a very remarkable feat, and something that has become an inspiration for most of our sisters out there and our brothers as well, and also a very big inspiration for law students who are applying to the UPSA Law School. Thank you very much, Naziha, for this achievement. And our brother Latif Abubakar, the playwright, who also came up with something very, very historic. He came up with a one-man cast drama. One person had to play almost every role in that drama, and that was Naa Shoko, the popular actress. And from the trends and from the videos and pictures, unfortunately I couldn't make it, but you could realize that this has been something that has been very, very amazing to most of the audience who went there to watch us, and would say a very big congratulations to our brother Latif Abubakar. And we just hope that we receive most of this good news from our communities day in, day out, inshallah. So back to today's discussion. My guest for today is a graduate from University of Ghana with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Economics and Arabic Language, and a Master of Philosophy in Educational Leadership and Management, right? She's also a poet and a businesswoman. Let's welcome our own sister, Samiha Sulleyman. Sister Samiha, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How is the family? How is everything?
Doing well.
Mashallah. So now, so you realize that your academic achievements are quite different. Undergrad, you had Economics and Arabic Language, then Masters, Educational Leadership and Management. What led to the change of mind, or probably change of academic?
It's quite interesting how I divert, but I've not diverted anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because my dream was to be a lecturer. I wanted to do my PhD, but when I got married and I was pregnant, that's when I thought about writing for children.
Oh, okay.
So I thought I could do a course related to education.
Okay.
That I can understand how children think, their dynamics, and how they relate to issues. So I decided to do educational leadership and management. So when I was going to do my master's degree, I was even pregnant. That alone inspired me to choose that field.
Mashallah.
Because I mean, children are the biggest inspiration we can have.
No, that's true.
So after that, alhamdulillah, I didn't regret doing that course. In the process, I'll be able to publish 3 books for children.
No.
And I'm still writing. I have so many unpublished short stories, which are so inspiring. And I wish, hopefully, in future, I'll publish them too.
Definitely. So before we come back to the books, aside you being a poet and a businesswoman, what do you actually do, or in terms of the business as well?
Yes, I sell jewelries online. I saw different types of jewelries. I saw gold jewelries too, gold plated, and then silver jewelries.
Oh, mashallah.
Yes, and I do that online, and it's doing well too.
Oh, mashallah. What's the name of the brand?
House of Paradise Jewelry.
House of
I have
Paradise.
a page on
Oh, okay.
Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Mashallah, mashallah. So it means anywhere we see Pearls of Paradise jewelry,
Yes.
we should know that
Yes,
Samiha is behind that.
Such a theme for kids, because usually people think that adults, we are the ones who go through challenges, we are the ones who go through stages in life, but we forget that even babies also go through challenges. Before you even have to learn how to walk, you have to fall so many times, kids. They fall so many times, they cry, sometimes they can't even express themselves and all that. So children also go through challenges. So I chose this theme for kids because I know kids also go through challenges. Changes come into their lives. Just as we adults, changes come in our lives. Sometimes a child is a mother dies, a father dies, or they change an area,
That's true.
or his friend or friend changes an area. All these things affect them. How do they cope
That's true.
with such situation?
That's true.
So this book will encourage the children to be positive no matter what challenge comes into their lives. And I also talk to the kids. So sometimes you have to chat with children to know that if really the theme you are writing for them really applies to them, they can really relate with it. So during the book fair, all the students who come around, the kids, I speak to them. Oh, tell me one thing that has happened to you that you think has changed your life or has made you sad. And they will tell me, oh, some of them will be like, when my grandmother left me. Others were like, oh, my friends call me I'm too fat, I'm too big. Some say, oh, my friends say I'm silly, it affects me. Others say, I have challenges with maths. Others will be like, I have challenges with reading. So these are kids talking about their personal experiences. So you realize that even kids also go through challenges. So if you are writing and you think, oh, you devalue the challenges they go through, or you think because they are children, their mothers are always there for them, they don't go through it, then it's very wrong to even think that way in the first place.
That's true.
So my focus is with children because one, kids are the future for tomorrow. And today when you go to the media, you realize that they are bombarding our kids with negativities. The media is pushing all sorts of wrong indoctrination into the kids. So what are we supposed to do? We also have to indoctrinate them with positive things. That's the only way we can conquer them, because the brain is such a way that what you put inside is what you get as a result. So if all the things the kids are surrounded with, the people they are surrounded with, the phone, the TV, and all the tablets, it's all about entertainment. Then what do you think will happen to our children in the future?
That's true.
They'll think life is all about music and dance,
No.
whilst there are more to life than that.
No.
So if you, so as an author, I prefer to target children than adults, because when I started, I never regretted. It's even making me want to learn more about child psychology, child, how to raise kids, how to make sure that the kids who are growing up, they grow up with very positive mental attitude. So I study their behaviors, I study how they relate with each other, and I study them and know the things that disturb them a lot and the things that happens around them that affects them. So if you look at this, my book, the Joojo and the Toothless Boy, it's about bullying.
Oh, okay.
And according to research, every child, one way or the other, has experienced bullying before.
That's true.
And if you are a child and your mother or your father didn't instill in you very strong, high self-esteem, your friends can destroy you even before you grow.
That's true.
And even kids who are bullied, bullied sometimes even turn out to become
Bullies.
because they need to bully to defend themselves.
No.
So now some of them do not wait for them to be bullied, but they start bullying others as a sort of self-defense.
So
true. In the end, you realize that they grow up and then they turn into bullies. Even in their offices at workplace, they still bully their colleagues. Some seniors bullying juniors, especially the senior high school. So some of these topics I believe should be tackled in the primary school level, so that we can instill in them good manners and good characters, so they can be kind towards each other. They should know that the bully is not a hero, because usually, I remember I posted something on Facebook and I wanted to get people's opinion about bullying. I wrote, have you ever been bullied before? And most of the comments I get, no one can bully me. You know, that comment speaks a lot. No one can bully you. Like, it means that people have this perception that if someone bullies you, meaning you are low.
Exactly.
So the bully is the person who is high. So usually bullies feel big about themselves. But when you do deeper research about bullies, they are people with very, very low self-esteem. So why do they bully? They bully others so they feel good about themselves.
To get their attention.
Yes, some also do that to get attention. So the book will explain to people not to feel ashamed, to come out to speak about their experiences. When you become a victim, doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means something is wrong with the perpetrator. So if we sensitize kids to be able to speak up, it will help them understand that the one who is being bullied is not the loser. So here we have the one who is being bullied holding a trophy, while the one who bullies is looking like that. The toothless boy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that explains to help boost the self-esteem of children who are always victims. Sometimes.
Samia, we'll come back to this, but I would want us to look at which stages of kids do you think could read this book? All these books, which stages?
Class 1 and 2.
Class 1 and 2, yes. All the books, so kids in class 1 and 2 could read them.
This 1 to 2, 3, 4.
Could read them,
and
okay.
This one, let's say, upper primary.
Upper primary can read Joojo and the Toothless Boy. So for Rabbital Kingdom, 2, 3, 4 could read it. Yes. Joojo and the Toothless Boy, upper primary. Then Who Pays My Mom, class 1 and 2. Yes. Yeah, I'm hoping to get that. You know, when Rabbital Kingdom was launched, I was aware. I was seeing stuff around Rabbital Kingdom. I remember one of my dad's colleagues at Islamic Education Unit, Mr. Shaibu. He used to post it, and I think he was at the launch as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it there. Now, today's attention actually, I wanted us to look at Who Pays My Mom. Because personally, I've gone through this book, and I feel that this is a book that every child should at least read in order to appreciate the struggles of our mom, of our mothers especially. There are lots of kids at home, they don't even know that their mothers have other jobs aside taking care of them, because they go to school before the parents prepare to go to work. Now, the book is trying to inform us that our mothers are doing so much for us that we can't even reward them for. Now, I want us to look at what actually inspired you to write Who Pays My? Is it a personal incident at home, or you probably maybe you felt being a feminist for a brief moment, just to put this out, or probably something actually triggered the writing of the book?
A lot. I as a city, I have 3 kids.
Mashallah.
And so my experience alone is enough to inspire me to write a book for mothers. And I know the sacrifice of mothers is very enormous.
That's true.
You know, when I was launching Rabbital Kingdom, I wrote a very long receipt for my father, because I have a very supportive dad. He paid my school fees, took me through all my education and all that. So I really, really cherish my dad. When I wrote the article and I came to stand in the public, I just mentioned my mother's name, just said my mother. Then I started crying. It tells you the tears alone shows the impact she has made in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Our mother sacrificed virtually everything for us.
That's true.
And so their sacrifice alone shows is the reason why we are here, able to write. You know, I'm not degrading the sacrifice of daddies, because daddies are also doing their best in their capacity, but the mother's sacrifice, even the Quran has said it, the Hadith has said it, is always enormous. So, sometimes during conversations, you know, with people, and then you hear people say, she's just a housewife. Just. What does that mean?
That's true. It means that being a housewife is very degrading.
Degrading. And you realize that even women who are working, they go to work and come back to the same house chores, taking care of babies, and blah, blah, blah. And women are working double as compared to men. And a man will go to work, come back, he just come and sleep because he's very tired. The woman, you can't sleep because your baby will be awake all night. You have to attend to the baby.
Oh, sure.
And sometimes the men want to help, but they don't even have
the attitude to do that.
So some of them help, they do their best. But you realize that the mother in the end still do more. So women work like twice or thrice, you know, more than men. Like according to research, especially if you consider working mothers, they go to work, they come back with the kids, they come back home, cook, clean, do this, do that. The night, the baby is not sleeping, they have to stay awake all night, wake up in the morning, dress, go to work and come back. Some too are not working, they are still in the house and they will still work 24/7 because the house chores never finish.
That's true.
You are washing the dishes and the kids are eating. You are cleaning the hall and they are messing it up. You know, you just keep working. And then somebody will see you and just say, just a housewife. And today, now being a housewife is even a luxury because now people are worried that other people are raising their kids.
Yes.
So if another woman sacrifices her dreams to stay home and take care of her children, why should you degrade that rule or degrade that rule? Do you get what I'm saying?
No. So
in part of the book, you know, I wrote that Auntie Apostle said his mother is jobless.
Yes.
So the boy drew his mother and wrote all illustrations of all the things his mother does.
No.
He has seen his mother working 24/7. How dare you call his mother jobless?
Jobless. That's true.
And it happens. Even me, even with all my writing of books, I remember I met someone. He asked me, "What do you do?" And I said, "I write books." Aside that, what else do you do? Like writing books, and I said, "Oh, I have kids." And then it still went further to ask me, aside that, what do you do? I was like, seriously? What do I do? What do I do? What I do is what I do.
It means he's looking out for a specific profession.
Yes, maybe he's looking out for maybe I work in the bank.
You're a doctor.
I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, blah, blah, blah.
No.
But these are also work.
That's true.
You know, writing a book is not easy. You have to sit down. And as a mother, when I have kids all over me, when they are around, I can't write. I only write when they are asleep or when they've gone to school. You need a very quiet moment to write.
That's true.
So you can't ask me aside that what do you do? Meaning like you don't regard it as work. And the same being a mother, they don't really regard it. And you know the funny things, the things that we disregard in our society are the things we cannot do without.
Very true.
Yes, the jobs that we usually disregard the one who is making the chairs for us, the one who is the cleaner of the company, we disregard those people. But imagine if they are not cleaning, or if they are not making shoes, or if they are not making chairs. How are we going to manage our lives? We can't.
That's
If
true.
they are not building houses, these are jobs that needs to be cherished. But no, everybody wants to work in the office. Everybody wants to be a CEO. We can't all be CEOs.
Exactly.
We can't all be lawyers. Every particular job is very important. The one who is the Zoom liar is essentially important. If the Zoom liar doesn't come for the rubbish in our houses, what will happen to us? We'll suffocate and die. So, yes, and we'll get sick.
That's true.
So everybody's job is very, very important.
Very important.
And one of the most important job is taking care of kids. Because if we don't take care of these kids, what will happen to them?
Okay, so Samiha, with the books you've written, so far you've written 3, and just like you mentioned, there are more to come. Are you hoping to write for adults too?
Yeah, I've been writing this story for adults, but it seems I'm so passionate
about the kids.
So, yes, the adults I want to write a novel, but it might not come down to keep very long.
Okay. Myself, I'm hoping to make sure I get the Rabbital Kingdom and Joojo and the Toothless, but I hope to read them, inshallah. So, what was actually the transformation or the impact you want to make with writing of books? Writing of books, as you said, it's not easy. I remember last night I was trying to put together an article and I wasn't able to finish it, and I'm just hoping that tonight I could finish it up. Yeah, and people have their own intentions when they are putting up a write-up, just to make it public and get their attention and all of that. What's the transformation you are hoping to make, the impact you hope that this book would make in the lives of the kids?
Yeah, first of all, I really want the kids to have good moral behavior. That's my number one goal. That every child that reads my book, they pick up 1 or 2 lessons, they're able to apply it in their lives to become better people. Because for me, I read a book that really changed my life. And I believe that books do really impact kids. Yes. And so if I read a book that changed me, my perception of life, and the fact that whatever I want to achieve in this world, I can do it no matter the situation, then I think another child can also read my book, and it will change their perception about life. It will impact them positively. And I want to hope that in the next 2 years, the book, as many kids as possible will read this book, and they will not just read it and put it out, but they will read it and then implement whatever they read.
Mashallah. This is very, very inspiring. This is very, very inspiring. Have you come across someone reading the book? You just saw someone reading your book or someone purchasing it? Have you?
Several times.
Wow.
At the book fair, I think some kids came there. One child came there with her mother, and then the mother told her that this is the author of the Rabbital Kingdom. And if you see the expression on her face, it was priceless. And some time ago too, I met a kid at the bookshop, EPP bookshop. So I wanted to advertise the book to her mother. And then the child said, "Oh, I've read this book, very nice story." And I was like, "Wow, I'm the author." And then the child just hugged me. And I really felt good, because at least I know now I'm not just impacting, but I'm impacting on the next generation. And one day when they grow, they know there's a book that I read. Definitely. That book really changed me.
Definitely.
And I think I went for this read camp.
Is it with Mother of All Nations, Kinsiko?
So last year I went to with Rabbital Kingdom.
Mashallah.
So I asked the children that, have you seen this book before? And a number of the kids raised their hands.
Wow.
And they told me they've read the book. So I asked them to give me a brief about what they read, and they were contributing. And,
Mashallah.
And the impact was very positive.
Mashallah. Mashallah, mashallah. So this is the book we've actually been talking about, Who Pays My Mom, by Samiha Sulleyman, Who Pays My Mom. I've gone through the book and I'll tell you that this book is very, very impactful, very, very inspiring. You, as an adult, I'm even reminded of the sacrifices my mother made for me. And Samiha is saying this book is very good for kids in class 1 and class 2. So we could purchase them for our younger siblings. And she has 2 books also in her collections, The Rabbital Kingdom, Joojo, and The Toothless Boy. You could also make purchases of this book. Make sure you're younger at EPP Bookshop, right?
And the Kingdom Bookshop.
And Kingdom Bookshop.
And
Vidya Bookshops. Okay, EPP Kingdom Vidya Bookshops. You could get these books over there. We'll definitely make sure we post some of them on the timeline so that you could get a picture of the copy. Samia, one controversial thing that came in mind was, most of our Muslims always tell us to push things of Zongo and things about Islam and all of that. Has someone ever asked you why you use non-Muslim names in your books before? Have you ever received that question before?
Well, no one has ever asked me why I used non-Muslim. Even this one I used Muslim.
Yes, I think for Rabbital Kingdom, I saw
this
that.
one I didn't use because my target is not only the Muslim community. If we target only Muslim community and we build our children, and then other people's kids become sort of happy.
We haven't done anything.
They will end up attacking us or stealing from us. So if you are your goal is to instill core values in kids. And when we talk about kindness, when we talk about love, when we talk about do not bully, they talk about hard work, it's general.
No.
It applies to everyone. And so every child needs this. So that's the reason why I didn't make it an Islamic story. But if I want to write Islamic story for kids, I'll make it specific.
Sure.
And it's part of the things I really want to do.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, by Allah's grace. Because I want to even write in Arabic for children, storybooks in Arabic for children. It's part of the things that I'm working on.
Mashallah.
So it's not as if I neglected my background.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Okay, so to wrap up, I would want you to share a message to young writers out there within a minute. I know people who are actually hoping to put a book together, and alhamdulillah, for the past years we've gotten some few books, especially from our sister Sabina bringing Growing Up Muslima and Hajia Balafaila. I'm also hoping to get her book, yourself. There are a good number of people who are hoping to bring out their own write-ups. So what would be your message in a minute to young writers out there?
Okay, my message is if you really want to be a writer, then giving up is not an option for you. You have to be very consistent. You have to know your goal. You have to know where you want to get to. Because if you don't persevere and know where you are going, then definitely you might give up on the way. So if you know what you want, you know what you want to achieve, then you keep going. Nothing should stop you, no matter what.
Mashallah, mashallah. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been an honor having you here for this discussion. Samiha Sulleyman is the author of Who Pays My Mom. She also has Rabbital Kingdom and Joojo and The Toothless Boy. She has actually been able to put together these write-ups for our young siblings in lower primary and upper primary. Thank you very much, Samiha, for joining us. And just like she said, you could get these books from the EPP bookshops, Kingdom and Vidya bookshops, inshallah. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for joining us as well. This Thursday, we are coming up with another special edition on the Impactful Hub, and this time around, it's going to be Tell Us More. And I bet you are not going to regret joining us. Hope to see you again. Bye.